Hello and welcome to THFC Till I Die with the post-match live here from the channel as we bring you our instant match reaction to the game we've just watched. We've just done the Tottenham Everton watch along, and this is your first chance. This is our first chance to give you our instant reaction. And then once we get memberships back, then this will become a members fan show after every game. Even if you want to come on today, let us know. We'll put the link into the chat. If you want to pop on and have your say, only subscribers and people that we trust can come on. So let us know what you say. But joining me, of course, is Tequila. Well, it's not Tequila. It is not Tequila. Some say he was at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium today and he was sitting next to Solanke and Levy.
Yeah, what a
All we
conversation
know, he's called the.
What a conversation that would have been, dude.
All we know, he's called the Tottenham Stig. How you doing, Stiggy?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right. Just waking up. Sorry.
Was Levy boring you that bad?
No, I could have listened to Levy talk away. He's great cure for insomnia, is Levy. No, mate, it's fine. Just relaxing, just watching the Spurs and actually watching the Spurs not struggle. So that was probably what put me in a state of relaxation. I was like, I can just put my feet up and watch the game, and I haven't got to worry about us capitulating. So that was good.
And what a performance, Tequila. What a performance to come back from Everton, Leicester, because there was a lot of people, including myself, including you, that were sort of doubting Lange, doubting the team, doubting the players, and doubting, did they have the balls? Did they have the courage? Did they have the courage to play? And I think they proved me wrong today. And just proved me wrong today.
I don't take the short-term view that much. I mean, you've got to look at the whole thing, and it was a very good performance. I take nothing away from any of the lads. It was a good performance. They are a poor team. There's no getting around that. There will be much bigger challenges for us, but you play what's in front of you. And this is Everton. And Everton, I felt for the Everton fan who came in for the watch along, and I was reading some of the stuff that poor lad was saying. They've got a long season, bless them. To Everton, Dicey's got a big job to do again. They might scrape it. They might not. Yeah. But no, you can only play what's in front of you, and I accept that. We've got some bigger tests coming up. Newcastle away is going to be our record up there. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
But
there was a performance up there. And by the way, Danny Boy, when have I ever talked shit about Archie Gray? I haven't. Okay, I think he's a great signing. He came on, he played well.
Sorry, that's why I paused him. I don't know who this guy is. I
don't know who he is. I've not said shit about Archie Gray. I've slagged off Johnson today because I thought Johnson was bland downright poor. But I didn't. I have never talked shit about Archie Gray, so I don't know where you got that from. And also he says it's about time Tottenham Hotspur, can't even spell Tottenham Hotspurs right, but anyway.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah, well, look, we don't. Okay, I don't know if you're a Spurs fan or a Leeds fan. Let us know. But we don't take shit about Archie Gray. We haven't. Maybe other channels have, but me or Philip or Tequila or Colin haven't on this channel, and I can guarantee you that.
But Donny boy, I can start if you like. I mean, with that kind of attitude you brought into the chat, I can start if you want, and I will do, especially just to piss you off. So you need to. If there's a mod there, could you get rid of this guy? It's obvious that he's just here to cause problems. If there's a mod in the house,
I'll do it in a minute. Very good afternoon, Dermot.
And just spam in chat as well. Yeah, mate, get a life, mate.
Oh God, 10 calls. Very good performance. It was a great performance as well. It really was a good performance. And look, I've never once talked shit about Archie Gray.
I'm not even going to entertain him.
If you want to show me proof where I have on what
mate, he's a troll. Don't even just ignore him.
So don't come in here onto this channel and start saying we've said things when we haven't. Okay, if you want to come in and talk about the result, grand, talk about the result. If you want to come in and talk about the game, talk about the game, great. Don't come in here and start talking a load of shit and he can't even spell Tottenham Hotspur right. And yeah, Everton are shit. Everton are a poor side. but you've got to beat what's in front of you, and we've done it well today. Tequila, do you want to go through the lineup first? Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Destiny, Basuma, Kulu, Johnson, Madison, Odegaard, and Sonny. What did you think about the lineup when it first came out? What were you a bit surprised by the attack? What did you think?
I thought to myself, Sonny's not a striker, was my first thought. And we're back to playing Sonny as a striker. I was like, okay, so okay, so Solanke hasn't got a bad injury record, so that's fair enough. He got unlucky. This thing's happened. Richarlison is injury prone. I'm not shocked. I think that he's been proven, unfortunately, at least in his Spurs career, he's become injury prone. Maybe not Everton. So we had a little bit of discussion in the chat earlier regarding should we have kept Valise, stuff like that, or Lanktier, or just a third option for us. And just decided obviously not to do that, and so Son's going to be our third option, I suppose, as a striker. And I suppose you can say, okay, it's not the worst option. I like seeing the new kid from Burnley, Odegaard, and I thought the lineup was okay. You know my feelings on Bissouma. Now he obviously did play well. He got a cracker of a goal. It doesn't still change that I think he needed to be more severely punished than he was. I still stick to that.
I think there's a call for that. I mean, the bowing to the fans, the grabbing of the badge.
I think that stuff anyone can do that, mate. Anyone can kiss the badge. That stuff is irrelevant to me. The proof will be in the pudding, as they say, right? So we'll see over time if he has learned. Yeah. You know what I mean? It takes more than one. You know, he played well. Yeah, he got himself a great goal. Yeah. Great. These are the things he's paid to do. Remember this, right? And he's paid very well to do these things. So for me, maybe people think I'm being harsh, whatever, but I still think that Ange just handled it, and footballing wise, which maybe is the most important thing to some people. It's worked out because he's played well today. But if you think about it, if you're a young kid, you think, well, I can live with a 1-match ban.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I look at it.
If you're going to go through your ratings, what we give ratings of the team?
Vicario, I'd give a 7. I don't think he had that much to do, but what he did have to do, he did well. I think Romero probably an 8. I think Van der Ven probably an 8. Thank God he didn't get injured, Dermo, because everyone was holding their breath when
my breath
when he went down. Yeah. Destiny, I think a 7. I think Porro a 7. The midfielders, I'll probably give Basuma an 8. He did get a good goal and he made some good runs. I won't, just because I don't think he should have been there is irrelevant to his performance, I suppose. Madison, I thought he was good. I thought his control let him down quite often, which is, I don't know if it's because it's the start of the season kind of thing. I don't know. He got himself into a good position, so I'll probably give him. I don't really do the halves, Dermo, so
no, I know that.
Probably an 8, probably. And the wingers, the Odegaard looked lively, and he looked to take a player on, which is what I want. But he did lose the ball a lot, so it's one of those things where you kind of accept that that's going to happen because he is willing to take a man on or not. Yeah. He made a couple of passes, one in particular where he was trying to pass it infield, and it was intercepted quite badly by one of the Everton players. That stuck out to me. So maybe his decision making, he's got to work on a little bit. But overall, he's a young player still. I think I'll probably give him an 8, a 7 or an 8. Like I say, a 7.5 if I were to do them. Yeah. Up front, Sonny did well. Of course, he got his 2 goals. I still think his best position's on the wing. I'll give Sonny an 8 though. So even though people are saying that Sonny's kind of run out of, he's still got a great finisher on him. Maybe he hasn't got the blistering pace he used to. But he's still the best finisher we've got by quite a long way. So if you want the ball to drop to anyone, it's Sonny. And it still is.
Yeah. Well, look, for me, I give Vicario an 8. I give Porro an 8. I give Van der Ven and Romero 9 each. I give Destiny an 8. I thought Romero was immense today. I really did thought Romero, he really put in a performance today. So did that goal he set up, that long busting run by Van der Ven. What a run.
Yeah, it was
what a run.
Yeah.
Honestly, shows the pace he's got. I give Basuma 8.5. I thought Basuma played well today. He ran that midfield today, in my view. Look, I agree with you. I still think a one-match ban wasn't good enough. And any player can grab the badge and any player can bow to the crowd. It's about proving that you won't make the same mistakes again, proving that you can earn the trust of your teammates and your manager again. And that's what it's down to, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it was maybe Boris or Carl or somebody in the chat was kind of like, I think after he scored, and I'm not going to call people out, but there were some people in the chat. I can't remember who. I honestly can't remember who it was, so I'm not going to say it was even one. Like I said, I've said Boris or Carl just because they're the first names that I know they were in the chat, but I actually don't know if it was one of them. So I'll say somebody in the chat was like acting like everything's fine now, and I was just thinking to myself, well, no, it doesn't actually work that way. You don't just score. You don't score a really good goal and then everything's forgiven. It doesn't work that way.
I was over the moon when he scored, and maybe I overreacted a little bit, but that's me, and that's how I am when Spurs score. I give it my all, and Hodgod made a very nice compliment about my commentary for the goal. So thank you so much. I mean, things like that. It's really nice.
No, mate, there's nothing wrong with celebrating a goal. That's fine. That's fine. But
I said when he scored, that's how you start to repay the team. That's how you start to rebuild the trust with your manager. That's how you start to build the trust with the fans. And that's what I said, and I mean that. That is today. It's the start of him rebuilding the trust with us and the manager and his teammates. And
ask me in a year about if he's rebuilt the trust. That's way too short.
Seriously, is it going to take you that long to trust him again? A year?
Yeah, because what it is with me, it's not the trust about him as a footballer so much, right? It's about the trust is that can he learn from his mistakes? See, his mistakes, even though he was underperforming, and which we all agreed that he was, it wasn't his performance on the pitch that has disgraced him. And that's maybe too powerful a term, the word disgrace. Maybe that's not the right word to use, but has caused the issue, right? So the only way you repair that is a period of time of good behavior. So it's something that there is no quick fix. I'm all for second chances, and I said this before. So what Basuma needs to do is get his head down, do his talking on the pitch. Whoever talked him into doing this, either somebody or his mates, whoever he was hanging around with, get rid of them, or be more assertive with them and say, look, if you guys want to do that shit, you're welcome to do it. But unfortunately for me, I'm meant to be a professional footballer. I get paid to keep my body in top. I get paid very well to keep my body in tier top. So that's what I mean is it is going to take time. He needs to, like I say, he needs to get his head down and stay out of trouble.
Yeah. I mean, look, I do agree what you're saying, Tequila. I don't think there's nothing wrong in what you're saying. And I think emotion can lead you to saying probably things. And that when he did, and it was a belter of a goal, though, to be fair to him. It was a cracker of a goal. You do, but I think you're right. I think there has to be education. There has to be a way for him to learn that he doesn't do this again, that it doesn't get caught doing this again, because maybe he is on his last chance. And look, problems, he was found not guilty. What happened up in Brighton.
Yeah.
But he does have this reputation of being a bit of a wild lad. He needs to knuckle down now and let his football do the talking.
The thing is, and you know this as well as I do, Dermo, is that these the football careers are quite short. So when he gets to like 35 or whatever, when he retires, he's welcome to do as much laughing gas, illegal as it may be. We all know what happened, what he does behind closed doors.
As he liked.
Sorry?
He can do as much as he likes.
He can do as much as he likes, yeah. He can spend all day, every day doing that if he wants to, after he's retired, right? And he's got no responsibilities other than to himself. Now, he might make himself very unwell doing all that, but that's his decision and his only. But whilst he's employed and paid the money he's at, I'm sorry, you got to take some responsibility. And won the goal or not, and it was a good goal, these things take time. So I'm not prepared to throw him under the bus. I actually never really even said sell him.
No,
I thought a loan was the best deal for him to get him away from these people who are obviously putting him in the wrong direction. I thought a loan was the best idea.
To be fair, I said sell him at the time, to be fair. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, and that's so it's all about going to extremes. So I'm not going to go to an extreme and really saying sell him, and I'm not going to go to extreme because he has one good game and gets a very good goal. I'm not going to go the other way either. It's like, okay, it's a good start. Let's see more of this. And also, it won't be based also, Dermo. If he has a run of bad games, I'm not going to turn around and say to him, oh, well, he never should have been brought back. It's not about that. What I care more about with Basuma is that he knuckles down, trains well, and acts professionally as a role model for the younger people who probably look up to him.
He must have trained these nuts off this week. I've given Kulu as well. Kulu for me in that first half was brilliant.
Yeah, he did well. Yeah.
He did well, and he made the goal as well. Mathers for me, I give him 7.5. I agree with you. He had a good game, but it was just his final touch let him down a bit, I think. I thought Odegaard, what a debut. What a debut. He did not do himself any harms whatsoever. I'll give him 7.5.
I'll tell you what. You know what he did? I'll tell you what he did. He is the player, or he's more of the kind of player I thought Johnson was going to be, and Johnson doesn't seem to be that kind of player. Whereas this kid is that kind of tricky winger that I think you want. I think so.
Now, Johnson, I've been his biggest fan, the killer. Now you can quote me on that.
I remember what you said on Dave. So what are you going to do? I remember what you said on Dave before you left Dave's chat.
What did I say on Dave's?
You said well, if he lets me down again, now I'm done with him. So where are you on it now then?
I'm done with him.
Okay.
Look, I have been his biggest fan, Tequila. You know I have. I've defended him against Dave and other people when other people have said he's shit, and I've defended him and I've boosted him up, and I said he's the next best thing to come to up.
Dermo, my friend, could it just be that he's neither shit or that amazing? Maybe he's just okay, but he's okay. But the price tag isn't the kid's fault, right?
The price tag's not his fault. But what got me to
he's okay. He's only okay. I don't know what you do with just an okay player. What do you do?
Okay, last season he got more assists than anyone. He got 10. I get that, but he went missing today more than one occasion. You had Odegaard, who's a young lad who's just making his debut, taking his man on and getting crosses in. Johnson couldn't even beat his man.
Did he even try to beat his man, though? That's the thing.
He did once or twice, and he went quiet in the second half. I mean, I was surprised when they brought Richarlison on and Archie Gray and Bergville. I would have taken Johnson off and put Richie on the wing, leave Sonny up front, and put Richie up front, put Sonny on the wing with Johnson.
Well, Boris makes an interesting comment in the chat, and that is maybe it. Maybe he's a sub, and that is where he should be at the moment. He's a sub.
I mean, when I say I'm done with him, I'm not done with him. He's still a top-end player, and I'll always support our players. But as for supporting him, and as for
you're not going to die on that hill anymore, are you?
No, I'm not, because I've died on that hill too many times.
Yeah,
and I thought his performance today was poor. I really do. And you got a youngster on the other wing who's making his debut. He was tearing up that wing.
And the thing about Johnson as well is that he's far from an old player, but he's in that position now where, and we've talked about players like maybe Solanke and players like Vardy who do take a long time and do peak later. And that's true. Some fun players do, and maybe he is one of them.
Maybe Johnson's one of those.
Yeah, but he's not. That's what I mean. But unfortunately, he's at that age now where he's not young. He's young, but he's not young.
Yeah, he's young where he should be established Premier League winger.
He should be further along, probably, than where he is. That's the thing.
But why does Ange keep picking him? That's the thing.
Because I don't think he wants to start with Timo Werner. Really, I think he bought Werner to be someone he does bring off the bench more often than not. Kulu doesn't have the pace, which we know he liked in his wingers, so he's reluctant to probably put Kulu there. And maybe that is why. But maybe Odegaard will be taking his place. Maybe that is what will happen in the next couple. People say that Odegaard's better on the left. Then, if that's true, maybe if that's true, then maybe we should have got ourselves another right winger.
Sorry, Tequila. Mrs. John's just made herself a lovely something to eat, and I'm just looking at it thinking I cannot wait to go and get something to eat.
So basically, he's drooling, folks.
Yeah,
you see if you look at his face, you see the drool coming out of the side.
I've been actually streaming since 12 o'clock today.
Yeah, I know you have.
It's been a long day. Look, yeah, so that's Johnson for me, and then Sonny up front. Sonny. Do you know what I mean?
You still, as I said, man, you still want. If there's anyone in our squad, including Solanke, who you want the ball to fall to, it's Sonny. Yeah.
I mean, the first goal was gifted by Pick. After me saying to Philip, I mean, it was talk about the commentator's curse. I said, would you have picked Pickford for Spurs? And then what's it going to do? 2 minutes later, gifts are going to Sonny.
That's going to be added to one of those Christmas goalkeeper blunder videos you see that people buy.
It is. It is. Look. Overall, performance-wise, it was a better performance than Leicester. Second half. What do you want to see between now and Newcastle next Sunday, Tequila?
I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't think we can go gung-ho against them.
No.
I think we will, because that is Ange's philosophy, and I do respect the man for believing in what he believes in. And there is respect to be had there, even though a lot of people will say it's footballing suicide, and maybe that's what it will end up being. But I do respect somebody who shuts out all the noise and says, no, this is what I believe in. The courage of their own convictions, as Simon Jordan loves to say. Yeah, Ange's got the courage. He's got the courage of his convictions, for good and bad. And do I think he'll die on that sword? He very well may die on that sword, but he's going to play how he wants to play. I am fearful for us losing goals against Newcastle, and the recent form is. We've been hammered twice in a row, Dermo. Up there.
The hours of performance next weekend.
I hope that somehow he shores up the defense. I don't know. I mean, there's talk about this, Dermo. We'll have to talk about it in another show. But there's people saying like, well, do you have to invert both the fullbacks? Can't you just invert just one and keep the one more defensive? So there's a bit more defense in that, and maybe that's something that is valid. Maybe against when we go away to these really, the top tier teams, maybe that is something Ange should consider. Maybe you can still be very attacking, but maybe pull the reins just a little bit. But I don't think that's how he sees it, and that's you live and die by it, Prov. Yeah.
You do. We'll just go through some of the comments here, and then we will call it a show. Carl says, Bazuma, you know you love to score. Oh, Bazuma, you know you love to score. See, start the song now. Boris says, I feel we will end up realizing that he was hanging out with the wrong crowd. Hopefully, he will learn from his mistakes he made. Let's hope so. Carl saying he knows he has screwed up. Last chance to learn is here. Concentrate on the footy, not stupid things off the pitch.
Exactly.
And look, this is when we don't slag off the grade to Danny Boy. If you're still watching,
no, I've removed him, dude. He was on one. I don't know what he was. He was doing whatever Bazuma was doing, probably. Sorry, mate. I don't know what he was talking about, dude. I don't think we've ever mentioned Gray negatively. I don't know what the hell he was talking about.
I don't know what he was on about.
I don't know, dude.
Gray came on. Look, he did look assured on the ball. He looked really well. I think Brennan is one half merchant, to be honest, and can't handle. Yeah, I agree with you. He is a one half merchant.
You bring him on as a sub, I think, maybe, don't you?
Yeah. I'm not done with any player who's playing for Spurs. Give him confidence and not beat him down.
Oh,
you, Dermo. That was at me.
That was it, Dermo. Kyle.
That was at me. Let's face it, it was Johnson who came to Spurs. He got so much pressure on him with injuries all over the pitch. Not easy at all. Let's see what happens. He's getting he's getting
to the average. Boris
Ah.
just means that the wingers peak at about 24. Yeah, I mean that's what I meant. He's not that far off. Yeah.
Johnson was doubled up on the whole game, says Carl. That is true, Carl. Ange is right. Johnson is a confidence player and needs to get back to it form. He does. Good. We tried to sign. Good. We tried the other tactic. That was shit. So I say, give me Ange attacking football. Yeah, exactly. Allegedly, he says. Allegedly. And he said, he did say, it was not at you, Domo, actually. I would have said, oi, tosser. Carl Simpson, that's for you.
Lovely.
Double.
You've been told, Carl. You've been told.
Next week, we've got a few shoes coming up next week. We've got deadline day next Friday, Tequila, because it's no Cock podcast. It will be deadline day. We've got pre-match. You and me, we're doing a new show, pre-record. Well, we are going to do a new pre-record show. Our pre-match thoughts, aren't we, for the Newcastle game? And also, we are going to do together our predicted lineup for that game. What else have we got coming up next week? So before we finish up,
on Monday it's going to be Boris and Philip, isn't it? I'm not sure what they're going to be talking about. Most likely they'll be probably doing a post-match, a little bit like we're doing here, giving their thoughts on the game. And then Tuesday, it'll be you and me, Dermo. I'm not sure about Wednesday. We might try and get a guest on, I think. I'll have one of them.
Tuesday's going to be a bit different because me and Tequila are going to do something different on Tuesday. We're going to be a bit more, I wouldn't say controversial, but we're going to be a bit more.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah. We're going to, Dermo's going to come out.
Well, look, what show?
That nearly slipped out. I was about to say Dermo's about to come out of the closet. That's not what I meant.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Tequila. I'm a lot of people accuse me to be a flip-flop when it comes to Levy. And I wanted to do a show to get my thoughts out on the Levy subject and how I really feel about the last 22 years of the tenure of Levy and ENIC. And I've seen a few things over the last few days where people have gone from one extreme to the other, where they've gone to somebody put out something and it was shown to me, which I'm wholly disgusted with. And there's other people that you can't be one or the other. You can't be down the middle. And I'm going to come out and show you can be down the middle. You can be balanced and you can have a conversation about it without getting into a raving argument and losing the plot with one another. Me and Tequila have proved that we can do that. So that's coming on Tuesday. So it's going to be an interesting show, Tequila. And we're going to look at the pros and cons of it. We're going to look at the good things he's done, the bad things he's done, the things he could do better, the things where I think he's done well and slipped up. And you're going to put your argument where the things you think he's done well and slipped up.
Yeah, so the slight difference, obviously, guys, between me and Dermo is I've only really seen ENIC. So when I think of Spurs, I think of ENIC because I more or less came into it more or less right when they slightly before, but not. I started watching Spurs kind of full time when George Graham was the manager. So I literally came in right at the tail, literally at the start of the whole ENIC. And whereas Dermo, because he's been watching longer than me, obviously has more than one perspective. I've only lived the ENIC era. As sad as that makes me feel, it's the truth. I've only really lived the ENIC era, so that's why I know nothing else, if that makes sense. Whereas Dermo, obviously, he saw the times before ENIC.
So I think it's a show me and Tequila talked about last night for a good hour and a half, didn't we, about it? And what we wanted to do and what we wanted to bring. And also to show the channel is not somebody accuses channel of being fully Levian. We're not. And I think
that's ridiculous. If we're fully Levian, then why do they let me talk? Because I'm not Levian. Then you don't see Dermo stopping me from giving my opinion.
No, and I think we'll talk about Tuesday about transfer window as well. That's coming up the end. We've got transfer the last week to the transfer window as well. Next Friday we've got deadline day. A few shows coming out then. And we've got a lot of stuff coming up for the Newcastle game coming up next Sunday. Of course, next Sunday we'll have Team Talk, we'll have the watch along, and then we have post-match live afterwards. Hopefully by then we'll be monetized again, so we'll be able to bring members on. And when we do get monetized again, the member show will be every Friday, guys. There will be a member show to come on before the weekend. So that is going to kick in once it starts. Tequila, where can people find you at? And thank you again for joining me for these post-match lives. I enjoy doing these with you, and I enjoy the streams I do with you. So thank you for coming on, and thank you for doing all you do for the channel. You weren't part of our little birthday celebration last night, but
I know I couldn't join, but yeah,
but
I have watched it. I have watched it.
I personally want to thank you for everything you do for the channel and for the friend you've become, and the best friend you've become, a really close friend. You, me, Colin have really become a close-knit group, the three of us, when it comes to as personal friends outside the channel.
Yeah.
So, and also Colin, who was not well, and I hope you're feeling better, Colin.
Oh, he won't be feeling better today, Damo.
No.
You've seen the messages I have.
Yeah, so have I. Did he accept my swap deal?
Yes, he was more than happy to get rid of Ten Hag for Ange. He was more than happy. He was more or less begging for it. Well,
the Glazers will have to pay us 100 billion for Ange.
I wouldn't want that swap deal. Ten Hag wouldn't last. It'd last 6 months here.
And also, we are going to ask on Tuesday: do the fans lead Levy to sack a manager? So that's going to be another question on Tuesday, which we will talk about. But listen, guys, we've got a lot coming up. Keep your fingers crossed. Monday we can reapply for monetization.
Pray to the YouTube's gods that they give us a break, because we deserve it.
Yeah, and then you can go get your memberships back again. Whatever you're doing, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We may be on tomorrow, or we may not.
We'll see.
It may be Boris and Philip may want to go on tomorrow, or whatever. There will be matches over the European Football Network as well from Full Time Sports Network, guys. If you do, whatever you do, look after yourselves, love one another. Come on, you Spurs. And Big Andrew Trust, just give me 2 minutes, Diggy. And then, lastly, some say he says a lot of words at the end of every stream. All we know, he's called the Tottenham
Stick.
No. What do you normally say at the end of the stream? You spoiled the joke now. I have to do it again now.
I thought you wanted me to say stick.
No, you know what I want to say.
I've got to clear my throat.
Let me do it again, right? Clear your throat. Some say he says certain things at the end of the stream. All we know, he's called the Tottenham.
Chris. Very nice.